plane crashes, right? They kind of grab you.
Yeah.
That what if feeling.
Yeah.
Well, today we're diving into a Learjet crash in Scottsdale.
Oh, okay.
Now, this wasn't just any Learjet. It belonged to, get this, Mötley Crüe's Vince Neil.
Oh, wow.
He wasn't on board, don't worry.
Okay, good.
But still, it's like, whoa.
Yeah, that gets your attention.
We've got the FAA reports, airport stuff, even a statement from Neil's lawyer.
Nice.
So let's break it down and go deeper than just the headlines,
Yeah, absolutely. It is interesting you say that what if thing, because it really does make you think, right?
Yeah.
Like all that engineering and stuff, and still,
Yeah.
things can go wrong.
So set the scene for me.
Sure.
Learjet takes off from Austin, lands in Scottsdale,
Okay.
and then what happens?
All right, so upon touchdown, the left main landing gear, it just fails.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so, of course, the Learjet veers off the runway
Oh, no.
and ends up hitting a parked Gulfstream 200.
A collision.
Yeah.
That's scary. It is. Makes you think, like, how often does landing gear just fail? Is there, like, a backup?
Well, it's actually rarer than you'd think.
Really?
Landing gear malfunctions, they do happen, but
Okay.
you've got redundant systems, backups, emergency procedures,
Right.
all to prevent exactly this.
Makes sense.
But this case shows
Yeah.
sometimes it's not enough.
So then what could cause, like, such a catastrophic failure?
Well, with Learjets specifically,
Yeah.
there's a few things. Metal fatigue certain parts can be an issue.
Right?
Then there's the hydraulics, leaks, pump failure that can stop the gear from deploying right.
Oh, right.
And you always got to consider debris on the runway,
Okay. Yeah.
landing, and bam, something gets messed up.
So investigators are going to be looking at all that.
Oh, yeah, for sure. They'll go through everything.
You mentioned that Gulfstream, it was parked nearby, right?
Right. Not like it hit a terminal building or something. It was
Yeah.
actually on private property. Oh, interesting.
Next to the runway. Airports often have these areas for people to park their own planes.
So, like, private plane owners.
Exactly. But this crash brings up questions,
Yeah, I see what you mean.
about regulations, safety protocols,
Uh-huh.
especially how close is too close to an active runway.
Yeah.
It makes you think.
Sadly, someone died in this crash.
Yeah.
And 3 others were injured.
It's tragic.
What happens now with the investigation?
Well, the FAA and NTSB, they're taking over.
Right, those are the big guys.
Yeah, they'll examine the wreckage, go through maintenance logs,
Okay.
look at the pilot's experience, weather at the time, the whole 9 yards.
Thorough.
They want to put all the pieces together.
Find out why.
Exactly.
Makes sense. We talked about Vince Neil.
Right.
He wasn't on the plane, but
Yeah.
does this still impact him legally or?
Oh, almost definitely.
Huh.
Owning a plane, especially one in an accident,
Right.
it comes with consequences.
Mm-hmm.
Legal stuff,
Yeah.
insurance claims.
Yeah. And the public eye. Everyone's going to have something to say.
True.
That statement from his lawyer, people are going to be reading between the lines.
Looking for any little thing.
For sure.
Okay, so
Yeah.
let's recap. Learjet, owned by Vince Neil, crashes in Scottsdale.
Uh-huh.
Landing gear failure, sadly. One person died, others injured.
Yep.
And now investigations are going on.
Exactly.
And this whole thing really brings up those questions,
About airport safety, yeah.
How close can private planes park?
Yeah.
Are backup systems good enough?
Right.
And then there's always the human element in aviation, right?
Always.
So much to think about.
Right.
Could this have been prevented? What can we do so something like this never happens again?
Good question.
Yeah. It's something for all of us to consider as we learn more about this crash and about aviation safety in general.
Absolutely. It's an ongoing discussion.
For sure. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
You got it. Always happy to talk about this stuff.